damn, Andreas just committed murder. Hey there folks, and welcome to this video, and here I'm going to be talking about F1's cost cap. I've been talking about F1 a lot recently, and I guess I should be spreading some of this out over the summer break, but we all know there's going to be something to talk about over these next coming weeks. Today, I'm going to be talking about the Hungarian Grand Prix again, and today I'm going to be talking about comments from Andreas Seidl, because there have been all these discussions recently about how much these crashes and this kind of damage we've been seeing will implicate teams in the cost cap era of Formula 1 that we're currently in. And this is an interesting debate, because I saw some people speculating, oh, it should be like 2/3 damages are paid by the team who causes the damage. But Andreas Seidl has another take, which is, it doesn't need addressing. This is an article I'll put in the description below. It was written by Chris Medlin for Racer Mag, and he says, I definitely will not go in the direction that Christian Horner's going, mentioning every second sentence the cost cap and how much it'll be hurt by an incident on track. In the end, it's part of the game we're in. It's down to us to manage to budget it in the right way. And I think that's exactly it. That's exactly what my argument is. Especially when you talk about the cost cap and any kind of implication it'll have on a team. Because at the end of the day, that's how the small teams operate. That's how F1 has always been. If you want to start to go, oh, who should pay for what damages, you're going to end up with a legal team that ends up ballooning to the cost that, well, you would have saved just by paying for the parts themselves, you know? So, this is the place you end up in. If you want to say, oh, this should be like this in every single F1 crash there will ever be, even if it's something like the unsafe release we saw Raikkonen get his penalty for on the weekend, they'll end up going to a court, and then the legal costs will just skyrocket, and the damage still get paid out will probably barely cover the legal costs. I mean, that's ignoring the fact that F1 teams should have their own legal department, much like they should have their own accounting department that will be able to bend the rules as they see fit. I mean, that's how a lot of these designs end up coming through, isn't it? That's how F1 has been made, by people testing the laws and the rules to their very limits. So I think that I think it's a bit silly to start suggesting that, oh, a team should pay out for damages, because, yeah, there have been smaller teams that have had to worry about that before. There have been teams that run on a shoestring budget who are like, we can't lose this front wing because this is the only front wing that we have. Whereas you'd have the bigger teams coming in going, oh yes, we have 25 front wings. It just so happens that now both sides of the paddock are starting to get a bit more compressed in the kind of, oh, we actually have to worry about how much money this thing will cost. And I think that's very funny. That suddenly when it's starting to affect the bigger teams, they're like, we should talk about how this is addressed. At the end of the day, as much as it's itinerary, I go, it's just racing. It's just one of those products from racing. And going back to Seidl to wrap this up, here's a bit more of a quote from the article. It'll be a challenge to make sure how we have enough parts for the new specification available for Spa, but on the other hand, we have a great team back home in production on the engineering side, so I'm confident we can recover from what happened. Talking about the crash at Turn 1 that, well, ended Lando Norris's race and cost Daniel Ricciardo what's estimated to be the best part of a second lap. He said, I don't see it affects anything of our plans, to be honest. It is quite simple and straightforward. At the beginning of the season, based on the experience of previous years, you simply have to account for certain crash damage per year. That's what we have to figure in, and that's what we have in the budget, and that's the challenge we are in. It's the same for everyone. And that's the thing, it's the same for everyone. Just because, well, Verstappen was taken out in that crash in Silverstone, Sergio in a crash in Hungary, and Max basically rendered to the tail end of the top 10, even if he could have got even at best where he did get to. Those are things you should factor in. I'm not saying you should expect 20 double DNFs a season or whatever, but you at least account for unreliability in regards to things like the power unit. You shouldn't be running that much to the limit that you get affected by a single crash, or two, or three. But those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye for now.